Speak No Evil just hit theaters this weekend. We got to talk about it. Speak No Evil, directed by James Watkins, starring James McAvoy, Mackenzie Davis, and Scott McNeary, among others. And this is actually a remake to a 2022 Danish film of the same name. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not see the original film. So I was going into this movie, solely based on its own merits and the trailer as well. It had an awesome trailer starring with James McAvoy, and anytime I see him, and I mean, I loved him in X Men, and but ever since I seen him in Split, man, I've been Split, yeah. Ever since I've been, ever since I seen him in Split, it's like I've been, you know, waiting to see him do like another like kind of like crazy psychopathic role. And when I seen the trailer, I was instantly hooked. I'm like, ooh, this just looks like something, I could definitely sink my teeth into. Um, James McAvoy kills it. He's chewing up the scenery. Every time he's on the scene, it's just amazing. He comes off as cringy. He comes off as like this cool guy that you want to be friends with at times, and he just comes off as an absolute fucking monster at other times. This movie, like I said, it did a great job of building suspense from the very beginning. This is a slow burn, but not a slow burn in a way of being boring. They are building suspense from the very beginning. Some of the things that these people do immediately seem untrustworthy, and you as an audience member are like, why the fuck would you even deal with these people? You know what I mean? But then right after that they do something that makes you be like, damn, they're so cool, or maybe you feel bad for them. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like they did a really good job of building suspense in this movie. The third act of this movie is something to be talked about. I don't want to get too far into anything. I don't want to give away any spoilers, anything. I want people to go into this, uh, you know, fresh, because this movie, like I said, did a very very good job of building suspense, and that third act was something to talk about. Eli, you want to get in here with some thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the trailers did reveal, kind of a lot, but I still feel like there were decent, surprises regardless. There were definitely things that have to be figured out, as you go throughout the movie. The build up, I think, was very well done. I think James McAvoy absolutely killed the role. I mean, I already knew he would. Seeing Split, he can switch between personalities very easily and very well. So um, absolutely killed it. Killed it. Definitely the highlight of the movie for me. Um, there were definitely some issues with the characters and some decisions. Obviously, I won't go into that. I don't want to spoil the movie, but um, I think it all paid off pretty nicely, and I think that overall it was a very satisfying movie. I know that it is quite different from the original, which I've also never watched. Just read a little bit about in comparison to this one. Um, but really, it just seems like they took the same concept or the same initial, setup and then went their own way with it. It's definitely made me interested in watching the original and seeing how it kind of compares.
Absolutely. I do want to see the original. I feel like, like I said, for that comparison, I feel like this movie,
Kind of, I don't mean to interrupt, but it kind of reminds like The Shining, where the car is wrecked on the side of the road in the movie, and you know that it's going to take its own direction.
right.
It's kind of what it reminds me of.
I feel that. I feel that. I also feel like this movie was like funnier than expected. There was parts where I actually laughed, and I feel like you were meant to, you know what I mean? But not like, it wasn't like disingenuous to the film. Like, it just felt like everything, it felt like a lot of these things did feel natural. Like, people would, like, there might be people like this, but I feel like most people would, their red flags would be going up, you know what I mean, when you're dealing with people like this. But
Mhm.
that's where the flaw, like I said, there was flaws in the where you said, and I agree with, there's flaws in the characters. Um, but one thing I guess one character I really didn't like was the dad, played by Scott McNeary, but I think he was supposed to be portrayed that way. Like that's literally how his character was supposed to be portrayed.
Oh,
And it sucks that you have to be that guy who has to portray that character, but damn, did I hate that guy,
I
man.
just feel like if he wasn't portrayed that way, we wouldn't have had much of a movie. You know,
Absolutely, absolutely.
I
I
feel
mean,
like it was necessary for
yeah,
sure.
absolutely. They're written. These characters are written a specific way so the movie could go, so the movie could be what it was. And I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Thoroughly,
Yeah,
absolutely. I feel like a lot of the tones and setups were done very well. Um, like I said, we don't want to get too spoilerish in this, but like I said, when you want to be, you know, that feeling of you want to be nice to a person because they give you like, you know, these sob stories, or you want to be good to a person because they seem like larger than life but aren't really what they seem to be. I love how James McAvoy, Scott McNeary, Mackenzie Davis. I love how they portrayed that in the film. I want to give these actors their kudos. They did a very very fine job.
absolutely.
Absolutely. Eli, you got any more on it?
We'll definitely have to discuss spoilers at some point, because there's a lot to go over there. But
Absolutely. Absolutely.
but overall, very solid movie. I'm glad we went to go see it. It has been a long time since I've just seen a solid horror movie. So,
Right.
well, I guess not horror, but suspense,
Thriller
thriller.
for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, but we did just see Alien Romulus though.
that's true. So yeah, that's where I would differentiate it.
Yeah, yeah.
Alien Romulus was a great
Or
horror movie.
yeah,
This is a great thriller suspense.
for sure, for sure. I definitely want to go into spoilers, but we'll save that. If you guys haven't seen, we are doing a podcast. We're gonna start doing an episode weekly where we break down one movie that we've seen over the weekend, and we are gonna go deep into spoilers. Speak No Evil is definitely a movie we want to talk about because man, there's so much to talk about.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, Eli, you want to leave it to the comment section?
Might as well.
Alrighty. All right, guys, why don't you let us know, what did you guys think of Speak No Evil? Have you seen the film? Have you seen the original? How does it compare? And if you guys like this, please hit that like button. And if you guys want to see more content just like this, hit that subscribe button. It always helps the channel grow. As always, peace.